Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Sikeja Kofi. Anywhere you see me, just call me.
Take that, rewind it back.
Let's talk about a policy that has received widespread praise, and rightly so. Recently, Ghana launched a free sanitary pad distribution program, and it was aimed at supporting girls from primary 5 to senior high schools. This was officially launched on Thursday, April 24th, 2025, and the goal was clear: to promote menstrual dignity, improve school attendance, and support vulnerable girls. So on the surface, this is a strong social intervention, and it's very, very good to help our young women, to help our female child. But today I want us to go beyond the surface and then ask a deeper question. Are we solving the problem, or are we going to manage it temporarily? Let me be clear. I am not here to criticize. No, that's not what I want to do. But I want to contribute to a more objective conversation about this, which will lead to better systems. I believe this is not just a policy of distribution of pads. This will influence the economics, the health, the behavior, the environment, and the long-term sustainability of this country and the female child. So, I will center the conversation on the type of pad I think Ghana should adopt for this program. Now, there are two main types of pad, which is the reusable and disposable. Now, let's start with disposable pads. Disposable sanitary pads must be supplied continuously. These are the ones that they buy every month. Economically, this will create a long-term recurring government spending, and it will put pressure on the government. Environmentally too, I think it creates challenges. Improper disposal in community, plastic waste accumulation, strain on sanitation systems. So the key question becomes, should this be the one we should choose for a sustained long-term policy? Now let's look at the reusable part. According to guidance from the World Health Organization and UNICEF, reusable menstrual products are safe, but only when proper hygiene is maintained. And that is to say that it depends on the access to clean water, private washing spaces, proper sanitation system. Reusable pads must be properly washed, thoroughly dried, stored in clean condition. If not, they can lead to infections, bacterial infection, urinary tract infection, and skin irritation. Another side of it is the stigma in our society. In many communities, girls might not prefer or want to dry pads openly. And since the reusable one, you can dry it, it will create the stigma. Also, let's talk about the convenience, which drives behavior more than logic. Even if reusable pads are cheaper and more sustainable, adoption will struggle if they are not convenient for the young people. And this leads to a deeper reality. People don't just choose what works for them. Sometimes they choose what feels acceptable. So the key insight is, reusable pads are not risky by design, but they are risky by the environment. So then here is the twist, ladies and gentlemen. Reusable pads offer long-term cost savings for the government, and it will help in environmental waste reduction, and it will also help for opportunity creation for jobs. Imagine if Ghana supports local manufacturers to produce reusable pads. Imagine if Ghana empowers women to produce reusable pads. Imagine if Ghana will stop the imports of the other types of sanitary pads. Then the policy shifts from welfare to economic transformation for the country. Now, let me try and balance these two. Personally, I think that both options have value. However, I will recommend reusable parts under the right conditions, which is stable access to water, proper education and awareness to reduce the stigma attached to it, when there is proper infrastructure, because they are cost saving. The reusable parts are eco-friendly. They last for up to 12 to 24 months, and they are made from safer organic material designed to reduce long-term waste. You see, in my research, I came across Eco Period Africa, and they are doing a wonderful job. They are doing important work in the local production of sanitary pads. And I would encourage the government and the Ministry of Gender to collaborate with such local producers to build sustainable ecosystems. However, the biggest gap remains water and sanitation infrastructure if we want to adopt the reusable pad. So NGOs in water and sanitation must also be involved to ensure proper support wherever this initiative is to be implemented. Ladies and gentlemen, on a lighter note, but importantly, the question I want to ask is, what about the girls who are outside school, the dropouts, the rural girls, vulnerable population who fall within the ages that we are doing for the other children in the schools? Are they covered as well? So when you look at it carefully, this is not just a distribution policy. It is a system challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, my argument is not about choosing one over the other, whether reusable or disposable. It is about designing a smarter system, a system where disposable parts do not create environmental pressure, if that is what we want to adopt. A system where disposable parts do not burden low-income families and can be locally produced. A system where reusable parts, if that is what we are adopting, will reduce long-term costs and will include local production and create jobs. A system where we will educate people about the stigma. We will put infrastructure support, because at the end of the day, both reusable and disposable parts can protect a girl or expose her to risk. The difference is not the part, it is the system around it. So let's not just distribute, let's not just share, but let us create a design. Because if we only distribute, we solve today's problem. But if we build systems around it, we solve tomorrow's problem. This is your boy Sikedra Kofi once again. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next insightful video.
Freedom and liberty. Ghana is the name.